So hello and welcome to the video. If you are an airplane enthusiast like me, you'll know that there are a couple of spots around the world that are famous for offering excellent opportunities to spot planes, and I've travelled to one of them today. I am at Los Angeles Airport and I'm about to visit the famous Plane Spotters In-N-Out Burger right at the end of the runway. So if you'd like to see what the experience of plane spotting here is like, and you'd like to see what Southern Californians consider to be the very best burger in the world, stick around!
Hi, I'm Matt. Over the last 25 years, I've travelled a lot. I've lived in 5 countries on 4 continents. I've flown over 1.3 million miles. I've visited over 100 countries, every American state, but I'm nowhere near done. So subscribe to the channel so you can come with me.
The site is on Sepulveda Boulevard by Lincoln Boulevard, right at the end of the 24 right runway at LAX. As the wind comes inland from the sea most days during the summer months, you'd be pretty unlucky to visit to find planes landing from the opposite direction. Winter has more variable winds, so it's best to check a site like Flight Radar 24 before visiting at any time of the year to avoid disappointment. And having that app installed before you visit allows you to see what is approaching and where they are approaching from, which I think adds to the excitement. I actually flew over the site inbound from Las Vegas back in January and talked about it a little in this video. In front of the In-N-Out is a pleasant grassy area with some shaded areas but no benches or any other facilities. I was there just after 10 AM on a Sunday morning and was quite surprised at how many other people were there. A few young families and also some younger folk. Everyone was sitting or standing in alignment with the runway, so I think everyone was there for the planes. Free street parking is available right next to the space and on surrounding streets. So the planes are really pretty close when they pass you, and it is quite exhilarating to see them from this unusual angle. An unscientific analysis from my time there concluded that they all seemed to make just about the same amount of noise, the 737s being as dinful as the wide bodies. LAX is still not back to the flight volumes it saw before the you-know-what, but there were still planes landing every 3 or 4 minutes. I saw some cargo 747s approaching LAX on Flight Radar, which would have been fun to see, as there's not many of the Queen of the Skies flying these days, but they all landed on the 25 right runway, which you can't really see from this location. I did see a Korean Air 747-800 as I was walking to the location, but didn't have my camera running, annoyingly. Runways are numbered based on their compass orientation, abbreviated to 2 digits, so 24 right points to 240 degrees on the compass. I'd love to know if LA's runways really are angled 10 degrees differently, or whether they are actually parallel but have different numbering to avoid confusion. Let me know in the comments if you know. From the small park, you can also see the aircraft taking off from the 24 left runway, which is parallel to the runway that was being used for landings that day. Even though the aircraft are some way away from you, the noise really is significant when they spool their engines up. For that and other reasons, land immediately adjacent to the airport is not usually prime real estate, so some of the In-N-Out Burger's neighbours aren't exactly premium establishments, although they would be handy if you wanted a tattoo or a slushie from the 7-Eleven. So this was a 2-goal outing for me: see some planes, but also have an early lunch at the In-N-Out Burger. I lived in California for 5 years, so know the brand quite well, and I also know how proud Californians are of the chain. I also lived in Texas, home to Whataburger, of which Texans are equally proud, so it must be a source of great satisfaction to Californians to know that In-N-Out now has 40 locations in Texas, whilst Whataburger has only made it as far west as Arizona. I won't put on record anything about which brand I prefer. One thing I've noticed from visiting In-N-Outs over the years is that they are identical in their layout, at least everyone I've been to has been. This is the lowest cost way to roll out a concept, as you don't need to redraw the plans for each new site. But even so, I can't think of another fast food chain which is so uniform in the design of its locations. The first In-N-Out opened in 1948, and part of the appeal is that very little has changed since then. It's a very nostalgic experience. The menu only has 4 items: a burger, a cheeseburger and a double cheeseburger, which they call a double-double, plus fries. To make those fries, real potatoes are crunched whole through a slicer and put straight into the fryer. No frozen chemical fries here. And you can see that at about 10:40 AM, 10 minutes after opening, the place was already really busy. In-N-Out is also an innovator in the fast food world. They opened the first drive-through and developed the first two-way communication system for taking orders remotely. They are also famous for having had the first secret menu, which allowed deviations from the basic 4-item menu based on popular requests received from customers over the years. These days, this menu is so secret that there's a page on their website devoted to it. But virtually all burger chains these days have some variation of the secret menu concept. But the first of them was In-N-Out's. I went for a double-double animal style, which adds mustard, onions and pickles to the base burger. Everything is made to order, so there was a 10 or perhaps 12-minute wait, and when it was ready, I was able to grab a seat outside. The burger was quite delicious as usual, although to be brutally honest, I've always found the fries to be lacking something. The preservatives, flavourings and stabilisers added to other burger chains' frozen fries do have the side effect of making them a little more interesting to eat. Don't get me wrong, the fries are still excellent, and a common special order that actually doesn't feature on the secret menu is fries well, which means they get cooked for longer so are much crispier. A good feed on a beautiful day while sitting outside watching the planes. California does some things really well, and it was a great way to start a day. And that day continued with me taking a 16-hour flight from Los Angeles to Doha, which ended up taking 22 hours as the result of a medical diversion, a story I tell in this video here. So a couple more interesting airlines flew past me as I walked back to my hotel. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment as well. Do you know how LA's runways are numbered? And please subscribe to the channel if you're new. And if you'd like to support me more directly, I have a Patreon account which is linked in the description below. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.